Surround yourself with uplifting people. Break up with your sorrows. Don't waste your time, leave your struggles behind and smile. It's your best makeup.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Songs of My Life. My name is Luana Sandoval, and today we're talking about moving to Nashville as a new artist and building connections in the music scene. Today I have a very special guest. His name is Boomer Roe. Please welcome him.
Hello, Anna.
Hi.
Nice to be here.
How did you get started in music?
Oh, man. Well, music for me goes back to when I was a child. I played the trombone. I was a band nerd in school. Just really kind of learned the basics and the theory of music through band. But it wasn't until around high school when I started to write music, write my own lyrics, and kind of get that inspiration. Picked up the guitar when I was, I picked up the drums, in high school, and was in a high school band with my friends. The old high school rock band. We were terrible, no, it was fun. It was fun, and then. Picked up the guitar in college and just kind of started to build my repertoire of instruments and get more and more into writing and get more and more serious about it. And then, it wasn't until the last few years that I've really been able to focus all my energy and strength into that goal, which honestly, it's been a passion and a fire in my belly for so many years. But I've been focused on other things like, school and building my adult job career until I finally reached a point where I was ready to step out and move to Nashville and start to make my way into the music industry.
Oh, good. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Chicago. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, but I've moved around all over the place. From Chicago, I moved to Florida where I did my undergrad. From there, I moved to Georgia, back to Florida, then to Texas. Even I can't remember all the places I've been. To Arizona, back to Texas, and now to Tennessee. So, I'm like a pinball, bouncing around all over the place.
Wow, you've been around. That's amazing.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Most people only stay where they grew up or move one time in their life.
Yeah, most people ask me, was I a military brat? But no, that's not the case. It's more just, school took me to all over the place, just kind of personal preference. I wanted to change scenery, and I've become, I guess, kind of a wanderer, you could say. But now that I'm in Nashville, I really want to set down roots and make this really feel like home, which it already does.
That's wonderful. And when did you move to Nashville?
Just over a year ago.
Oh.
It would have been a year ago this past September.
That's awesome.
Yes, it was an interesting experience.
Oh, okay. Talk about your move to Nashville.
Oh boy, well, so I moved from Dallas, and it's just me and my dogs. I have two little dogs. Hi, Petey and Bucky, if you're watching. So anyways, I moved here in a big old U-Haul with my car in tow, two little dogs on my lap. It's about 13 to 14 hour drive. And, just getting packed up, obviously, if you've ever moved, is just a load in and of itself. But made it through all that. Got to Nashville. The day I got here, it was raining. And I had to go and sign my mortgage for my new house. The thing about where I now live, which is Springfield, a little bit north of Nashville, very narrow streets, right? So I drove up to this little tiny place, this little lean office where I had to go in and sign the papers, and I had no place to park, no place at all. So I had this bright idea that I was going to pull across the grass into the parking lot and just kind of park catty corner to the building. What I was unaware of, coming from Texas and Arizona and all that stuff, it didn't really cross my mind, was that, when it rains, the grass gets muddy. So I took one right turn into the grass and bam, sunk up to my axle.
Oh no.
Yes, the entire truck was sunk into the mud, absolutely would not move. So I had my car attached, and it's hard to describe without actually seeing it, but the car was kind of butting up against the pavement. The truck was stuck in the mud, and my 2 dogs are in my lap, and I'm like, what am I going to do? Start panicking. These cars are driving up to the road, which is now completely blocked by my car. They couldn't get through, and here I am, just kind of standing there waving, like, "Hi, how you doing? I'm new here," the new guy. I start panicking, like throwing stuff out of the back of the U-Haul, trying to make it lighter so I can get out. That, of course, didn't work, and I just ended up with a bunch of soggy boxes, which was kind of added to the trouble. Eventually, just ended up calling a tow truck. And we had to sit and wait for the tow truck, right? And they couldn't really give me any specifics as to when they were going to be there. They'd be like, "Oh, we'll get there when we get there." So I went in and I signed the papers with my dogs in my lap. I'm now soaking wet. Come back outside to wait. And God bless my realtor, Marissa, who actually, introduced us.
Yeah.
She stuck around and was helping me out until the tow truck got there. Tow truck somehow magically got me out of the mud. And it sounds like that would be a happy ending to the story, but there's more, because I finally got the truck pulled out, had to detach my car and go through all these hoops to finally get everything ready to go. And I finally got everything good, and I'm like, okay, ready to go. And Marissa says, "Boomer?" And I'm like, "What?" A little side note, we had taken my dogs and put them in her car while I did all this stuff. And she said, "I think I locked my keys in the car."
Oh, no.
I, of course, laughed, thinking she was joking. Very funny, Marissa. But no, she's like, "No, I'm serious. I locked the keys in the car." So all said and done, this whole thing, we were soaking wet. We'd been there already about 3 hours trying to get all this stuff sorted out. I ended up getting... I had my clothes in the back of the car. I got a clothes hanger and did the old clothes hanger through the window trick, and took about an hour to an hour and a half. My little dogs are sitting there staring at me like, "Daddy, what's going on? What are you doing in there, out there?" Eventually got the thing unhooked, and after all said and done, about 4.5 hours at this place, I finally got to my new house. Still had to unload the truck and all that stuff in the rain, and the cool thing about the end of the story is that as I got everything out into the house, I came outside, and finally, naturally, now that I didn't have to be outside anymore, the rain had all cleared out and there were blue skies, and I looked up, and over my house, which is kind of out in the country, there was just this humongous rainbow.
Wow.
Stretching from one end to another. It was remarkable, It was sort of like just a welcome home. Boomer.
That's wonderful. It's like a sign, like, welcome to Nashville after all this craziness.
Exactly. Here's a fun story to tell. And now that that's over, you can relax. You're home.
That's wonderful.
So.
Did you take a picture
of
the rainbow?
Yeah. It's on my Instagram.
Oh, okay. Welcome to Nashville.
Yes, exactly.
Craziness.
It was insanity, but what kind of adventure would it be without a little bit of mud and wetness?
That's true. So whenever you move to Nashville,
Yes, exactly.
when it's raining, be careful.
Don't drive in the grass, because it will sink.
Oh yes.
But yeah, it was a interesting way to get started. But ever since I've been here, I felt more and more at home. I've gotten to meet lots of great people. It's fantastic. Nashville has some of the greatest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
And it's not competitive like I was kind of afraid it was going to be. People really want to see
you succeed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it is competitive, but in a different way when you compare with LA or New York.
Sure.
It's like a competition music industry. Everybody wants to make it. Everybody wants to have cuts and TV shows, but still, like, you do it together as a songwriting community.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been told, and I really have made this kind of my mantra, that the greatest way to succeed is to help as many other people as possible. The greatest way to succeed in what you want to do is to help as many other people as possible succeed in what they want to do.
Because it comes back to you.
Absolutely.
When you help somebody else is going to help you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, this show.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
I've been here. Well, I'm still kind of new. I moved here in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
in December 2020. but I've established some relationships and also the studio, the TV show, and then you just moved here a year ago, and
Right.
now I'm helping you out and other artists that are moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, and which song are you singing for us, and what inspired you to write it?
Sure. So this song is called "Farewell to Nashville," which on the surface sounds like, you know, a sad song, which it starts out that way, but really it's a song written for anybody who's had a dream and has come to a point where they are questioning whether or not they made the right choice in pursuing that dream. Do they have what it takes? You know, I think anybody who's ever, especially in the music business, but really in any sort of endeavor in life, had a goal, has come to a point where they've said, I don't know if I have what it takes to get here. And it's about finding that strength in yourself, you know, that fire in your gut. Sorry, I think I just banged my mic there. That fire in your gut, you know, and that strength to step back out in courage and keep on fighting for what you want.
That's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Farewell to Nashville by Boomer Roe.
Hello, Music Row. Hello, Grand Ole Opry. Meet the songs I wrote and all the hope in me. Hello, glowing dreams that will light my way. Hello, reality jolting me awake. Goodbye, fantasy. Feels like time to say farewell to Nashville. Leave my dreams on that bluebird stage. Goodbye to heartache. Making my way back to somewhere safe. Pack that Silverado, saddle up and go to the setting sun. But deep down I know this journey is a song, and my song ain't done. Hello, microphone. Hello, lights upon me now. Hello, screaming fans night by night in someone else's crowd. Hello, hope within, bout to give like a fraying guitar string. As the silence falls, maybe I'll face the music and sing farewell to Nashville. Leave my dreams on that bluebird stage. Goodbye to heartache. Making my way back to somewhere safe. Pack that Silverado, saddle up and go to the setting sun. And deep down I know this journey is a song, and my song ain't done. Hello, old six string. Hello, voice for the world to hear. Hello, faith. Hello, strength. Farewell, fear. So hear me, Nashville. Leave room on that bluebird stage. Goodbye to heartache. Making my way back to your embrace. Got that old bravado, and I won't let go till every note is sung. Not giving up the fight, no, I won't go quiet till the whole world hears my song. And my song ain't done. no, it ain't done.
That was wonderful. I love it. It's like very motivational and very inspiring for anyone who wants to move to Nashville. And yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. All I can say is if you have that passion and that purpose, don't hold yourself back.
Mm-hmm.
There's no worse feeling than, like, we didn't really talk about this, but I went probably 10 years working on getting my doctoral degree in physical therapy, and that whole time, just that fire in me, that desire was there to pursue music, and there's nothing worse than having a passion and having to push it aside. So, here I am all these years later and finally getting to do what I really am called to do. So my one piece of advice to anybody out there, just Nike it, just do it, just go. You won't regret it. Even regardless of what happens, you won't regret having pursued that thing, that piece of your heart. It's
That's
so important.
Beautiful. Yeah. So besides music, what else do you do?
Well, as I alluded to, physical therapy is my day job, and hopefully, eventually side hustle. But currently, I work at a pediatric clinic. I work with children. I also do a part-time gig at a hospital. But basically, my job is to help people move better, and that has actually offered me a lot of inspiration for my music. Seeing people's struggles, and it's a very human thing when people are suffering. It's a very human experience, and something that often translates into music very well.
I mean, so many musicians can benefit from physical therapy, and dancers, so that you have the connection as well.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, especially violinists, and when you have to hold this instrument all the time. And sometimes I used to play violin back then. And
really? Okay.
Yeah, when I practiced so many hours, my hands were like, oh my gosh, I can't move my hands.
Sure.
And then I was like very stiff here. And so there you have the connection with physical therapy and music. And
it's funny you say that. I have a sort of a future project, not something I've really been able to dig my teeth into yet, but I want to kind of start like a YouTube or a TikTok or an Instagram feed focused specifically on helping musicians. Because, like you said, there's a lot of repetitive movement. I can tell you from personal experience, playing the guitar, can really hurt your back over long periods of time. Like you said, the violin, piano, pianists, the wrists, all that stuff. There's absolutely a connection there that I'd love to explore, and maybe use that also to kind of reach out to people and do that networking, make those friendships and those.
There you go.
So,
that's perfect.
Yeah, you and I think alike. I like it.
Yeah, think about it. So we have a little break. After the break, I'm going to perform my song La Soledad, which I wrote with Mi Roca Paris. He was on tour with Madonna and played percussion and guitar. So don't go away.
Que describen el amor que tengo para ti. Me siento muy feliz cuando canto contigo. Quiero que sepas que sos muy muy especial. Eres una inspiración. Te guardo en mi corazón. Te amo con todo mi alma. La soledad lastima, el corazón palpita, nuestras vidas nos unirán. Y nada nos separa. Me sentía sola, pero soy muy contenta que nos hemos encontrado. No es una causalidad. Hemos pasado lindos momentos, pero tú te fuiste a Lisboa. El Atlántico nos separa, pero nuestro amor vive en la música. Estoy gozando este momento. Y aquí estamos cantando la canción del amor. La soledad lastima, el corazón palpita, nuestras vidas nos unirán. Y nada nos separa. No quiero irme. No, no. No te vayas, no te vayas. Badam, 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 bam, bam. Badam, bam, bam, badam, 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 bam, bam. Badam, badam. Ba-dee-dee-da-da-da-da-dum.
So since you moved a lot from city to city, do you feel like there's a huge difference in the music market, and why?
Sure, from place to place. Regrettably, I didn't get to engage a lot in the music markets in a lot of the places that I was, that I had moved to. But I can tell you that there's certainly a difference between all of those and Nashville. It really depends on where you are as to what the focus of the genre is. Dallas and Texas, there's obviously a very big country music market there, similar to Nashville. Phoenix, Arizona, that area. I think you get more of a singer-songwriter kind of vibe. You know, Chicago. I was younger then. I really didn't get much experience into the Chicago music scene, but I think there's a bigger rock kind of sort of scene there. But what they all kind of compared to Nashville is, you know, Nashville here, people live in Chicago or live in Phoenix and they happen to be musicians. Here, people live in Nashville because they're musicians. You know what I mean? That's the big difference. So you throw a stone here, you hit somebody who's in the music business, or you know, who's in a similar position to me or to you, who's really trying to break into it and make headway. So it's nice to have that feeling like you're kind of with your people, you know.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Have you performed in those cities?
I performed a little bit in Dallas,
Okay.
a little bit here and there. Phoenix, not so much. Chicago, again, I was in high school, so I played with my high school band. Like I said, we were great.
I mean, you start somewhere.
Yes, absolutely. And in Florida, you know, I did some open mics and things like that. So yeah, a little bit here and there.
Good. That's wonderful. Where can people find you and your music?
Instagram currently is my only place. I'm revamping my Facebook, so that'll be up again soon. But Instagram, Boomer Roe Music is my handle on there.
Okay, wonderful. So, how would you describe your style, and what inspired you to get into this direction?
Well, currently I focus mostly in the country realm. I also do a little bit of the Christian realm as well. But it's interesting, you know, I didn't start out that way. Going back into my younger days, I was really more into rock and all that. But when I decided that I wanted to do music full time and really pursue it, I had to figure out what am I best at, you know, and I had to look at my repertoire of strengths, and particularly with lyrics, I realized I'm strong with writing kind of a narrative style of music, and you know, that connects to country. So I didn't actually used to like country, to be honest with you, and I decided to really just start surrounding myself with country music. Came to discover that country's changed a lot over the years. You know, there's a huge difference between like 90s country and today, in that it's just so much more eclectic, which is great because I realized, okay, I can take my rock roots, you know, and country and marry the two, you know, and pop and all that stuff. There's country pop, country rock, country just about everything these days. So, you know, some purists would hate me for saying this, but I really like that fact because it opened the door for me to be able to fit into this genre and kind of find my place in the country music world.
That's wonderful. There's also country Latin pop.
Yes.
Very interesting.
I'm telling you, there's country everything. There's country hip hop, there's country, you name it. People have married it. So again, really, I think you can still find the classic stuff, the 90s stuff, you know.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, exactly.
Johnny Cash.
For the purists out there, you know, that's, and I, you know, I like that stuff too. That's all great. But I really like that the music it evolves just like us, right?
It's an evolution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a living, breathing thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of how I found myself in the country space.
That's wonderful. There's also an artist called Stephen Cade. He does contemporary country music. He just won a Josie Music Award.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, look him up. And also there's, I forgot his name, but the song is called Streetlights, and they shot the music video at Printers Alley.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And it's this Latin country pop song.
Yeah, that's
really cool.
I love that. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. If you have any questions regarding music genre, music business, you can send them to info@luanasandoval.com. Also, you can send requests if you want to collaborate with my guests or with myself or both of us. And I'll see you in the next episode. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.
Find the joy, find the joy.